So welcome to the Black Woman's Guide to Wellbeing. This conversation, I kind of wanted to focus on self-care. And as Black women, we go, we run, we hustle, and we getting it done. And really thinking about another side of well-being and wellness with sleep and just downtime, meditation, and how do we practice that in our lives? So I want to start with you. I know you are the meditation queen. I do my walking meditation, but
I was reminded of so many people say, oh my goodness, I can't meditate. Because they believe that meditation is about sitting in pure silence, hearing nothing, doing nothing, just, and that isn't always what meditation looks like, right? Mm-hmm. However, one of the important things to remember is if you can think of the benefit beyond the action, then you can really come and say, oh, you know what? I can truly benefit from that. So because I can benefit from it, I'm willing to make the sacrifice of the conditioning that I've put into my own mind and break through that in order to reach where I really want to end up being. And so that's kind of what I started out meditating. I was only meditating 15 minutes. I was like, because I started off like just pure raw. I was like, I'm about to start meditating. I want to do meditation. And so I started off and I was like, but I think I only got like 15 minutes before my mind decides it wants to go somewhere. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe a guided meditation may work a little bit better for me. So that it keeps reminding me because the guided meditation I used, what it did, it allowed you to keep coming to the present. Because as soon as you stop and you want to think about nothing else, you start thinking about stuff that happened back in eons ago, right? And you're like, where did this come from, right? You're like, where did this thought even come from? It's like it just appears out of nowhere. And it's like, why of all thoughts would that have been the thought that came to me during this time that I'm trying to quiet my mind? And so then I was like, okay, I'll do a guided. So guided kept bringing me back to the present, which allowed me to stay in the present and allowed me to gain a better control of my thought process and where my mind would go. And so once I did that, I was like, okay, I got to graduate at some point in time. And I did. I did it for a couple of months and then I graduated. And now I do frequency meditation. And so I listen to frequency. When I tell you the feeling that it gives. So what meditation does is it allows you to stop and allow your cells to reproduce. That's why sleep is so important.
Absolutely.
Because during sleep, our cells are reproducing, our cells are recharging themselves and giving us the energy that we need to be able to get up the next day and go. Well, meditation kind of gives an enhancement. It's like an enhancement to that sleep that you've already had. And that's why I'm like, it's literally like my collection. It's my connection. It's my lifeline. And that's how I presented it in my own life, that it is a lifeline and is a necessary lifeline. And therefore I'm committed to doing it because it's necessary for me.
So is it a connection to the divine?
It is a connection to the divine for me. When I tell you the feelings and the emotions that I receive, I literally feel tingling throughout my entire body. I can feel my cells moving and reproducing and doing things like that. Everybody in my house could be sick. I'm the only one walking around there not sick.
Yes.
Because I'm meditating and I'm like, I'm not sick. I'm in a healthy body because I am charging my body to it be healthy at all times. And I'm also raising and elevating my frequency of meditation. And so I'm not on the same frequency as y'all anyway. So where in terms at, that's on a lower frequency, and I'm not there.
Yeah.
I've raised and I've elevated myself. However, meditation allows me to do that. And I don't know how spiritual people are or whatever. However, I heard the concept and I thought it was beautiful. They said, when you want to talk to God, you pray. When you want God to talk to you, you meditate.
Yes.
I've never heard that before, but that makes complete sense.
Yeah. Sandra, I know you do not play with your sleep. Do you want to talk about the power and the focus and why you feel like it's so important?
I have always been somebody who enjoyed sleeping, but growing up in the household that we grew up in, a lot of us older Black children, there were so many tasks all the time. Like, I think our parents subscribe to the theory that if you keep them incessantly busy, they're going to be too exhausted to get into trouble. So there's just always so much going on, right? So there were, because I met my friend Jackie, who's just a phenomenal person. She changed my life. I met her at 19. And she was always somebody who would just go lay down in the middle of the day at 12 o'clock.
3.
I didn't know anybody. I knew nobody that.
Anytime before 5. Anytime before 5.
3 to 5.
So I would be like, ooh. And then I met my ex-husband who was like, I just need a 20-minute power nap. And I was like, what is wrong with these people? Sleeping is for nighttime. Who raised y'all? And now that, my child is grown and I'm in my selfish phase for the last 25 years, I have realized that sleep is something that literally allows me to be the Energizer Bunny and to give. I've never been proud of the whole, I went to bed at 2 o'clock this morning and, I was up at 4. I can't think when I haven't had enough sleep. Like, I'm exhausted. My eyes feel like they have sand in them. My energy's low. And I'm a naturally high energy person. So I learned early on, like in my early 30s, okay, stop judging people who nap and stop judging people who can nap and just, go to bed. So I go to everybody that knows me, I go to bed at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So that I can be asleep by 9. And then I'm able to get up, because I work with a lot of people on the East Coast. I'm able to be wide awake and ready to go at 5. I do not get less than 6 hours of sleep every night for the past 30 years of my life. When she came along, that was a little bit challenging, right? Because the whole sleep thing is completely thrown off. But outside of raising a child, and I do not compromise on my sleep, and it allows me to show up fully for everything in my life and to get things done, as opposed to, just trying to, I got 2 hours for this and 1 hour for that and half an hour for that. I get 8 hours of sleep. I don't apologize for it. And I'm up and I'm ready to go. When I go to LA to visit my family that's there, my great nephew's like, Antonio, you want to go hang out? Oh, baby, it's 9 o'clock. I'm sorry. I'm about to go to bed at 9 o'clock. So I can't say enough about getting sleep, because like you said, it recharges everything, right? It recharges your cells. Sleep is important.
So
give yourself the gift of sleep.
I was a really good sleeper. And I give that gift to my son.
Yeah, of course.
6'3", they're like, oh yeah, you fed him well and he rests.
That's all they do. Especially at that age, I think.
We got to go through. That's another conversation. But I am at that stage of life where I don't have the hot flashes. I don't have a lot of the other challenges, but mine is sleep. So I can't sleep. And so I almost feel like a drug addict, because I take all of my vitamins and B12, my B complex. Oh, I got to take that by 6 a.m. because otherwise after 8, I'm not going to sleep. And I messed up the other night. And I took all of my vitamins, including the B12. And at 2 o'clock.
At night?
No, I took it at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
But I forgot if I'm going to take that, I got to take it at 6.
3 hours earlier.
Because it doesn't turn me off.
Okay, but is that you not being able to, because Cherie, you have a lot happening in your life.
Is
that always been, or
no?
Can you just not, you can't shut your brain off to?
I'm not tired. Even if I go lay down, I'll toss, I'll turn.
So you have energy at 1 o'clock in the morning?
I have, and I try to fight it. So that's where I'm like, I gotta walk. Right, I got to do my walking, and I got to do my walking at 6:30, right? But I'm at this stage now where I never had issues with sleeping, and now I do. So I took my vitamins. I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning. The alarm goes off at 5:30. I had meetings. I had all the things, but come 3 o'clock, that nap is real. And there is scientific data that naps help lower your risk of heart disease. Just that slowing down, just that recharge 3 to 5 energetically, and with the planets and all the other things. Not my story, but the research shows like a nap or sex from 3 to 5 p.m. Get you through.
You could get in 3 to 5 p.m. sex.
We don't know everybody's life. We don't know everybody's life. People might be working remote together. You know what I'm saying?
Swing on by on your lunch.
After lunch. But that 3:00 crash that people talk about, it's real. And it really is real. And the other thing that I deal with is I was a night owl for so many years. And like you said, childbirth changes your life. And I can be so, and I'm also getting off of my school schedule. So when I first went and got my master's, my son was 6 months old, right? And so I would stay up till 9:00 with him, and then I would get up at 2:00 a.m. and I would work from 2 to 5 a.m. because the house is quiet, I can concentrate. And that's how I got my master's done. And pretty similar when I was doing the PhD, because I want to be present for him.
Right.
And you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to engage, you got to watch the shows that make your eyes bleed for the 15th time. There's one I was like, I'm not watching. I don't care what you put on.
All the words. All the words.
You have seen that 6 times because I've heard it 6 times. Please find something else. And so I want to make sure that I can show up for him. So when I'm in school, my schedule is to get up at 2:00 in the morning and work from 2 to 5, which worked because he didn't have to be to school till 7 or 8. Now, homeboy got to be at the bus stop at 6:25. So
no, he had to be at the bus stop at 6:20.
No, the bus come at 6:30.
So they come at 6:30. Yeah, you got in and out.
And it's 6:20. Like, bruh, I'm not taking you to school. You have to walk. You have to figure it out. And so I am challenged right now with the rest and trying to figure out how to put it all together, how to offset it. I do the meditation. I do the walking meditation. I'm going to take my nap. We're going to parlay this whole thing. We got them things scheduled. But 3:00, I'm going horizontal. And then figuring out.
It's important to get it, but I mean, and then everybody has to just figure out what works for them, right?
Yes.
Like I started off to say, and I lost my train of thought, was that we had all been raised in a way that was so rigid. You know, even though our families weren't in the armed forces, like a lot of us,
my father was.
You know, let me tell you the pettiness of my revolt as an adult when I became an adult. Do you know what I do not do? I do not make my bed. I mean,
but it helps prevent bed bugs and lice, because when you put the covers over it,
see, I knew there was a good reason. Well, I was doing it to be rebellious.
It keeps it warm and alive, which is surprising.
On top, like it's something enough.
You know, if you want
I just sleep on top of the already made bed, and just pull a blanket on top.
Okay. That's
okay. Well, I started off to say that because the drill sergeant that was the lifestyle that we all lived, you know, because, you know, we were just so abused as children. It's a miracle.
The culture.
It's a miracle that we're all so normal and we're all okay now. But that's going to segue into the next thing that I want to talk about. Well, we went to therapy, so we okay. We trying to get the other people to go to therapy. My mom was obsessive compulsive about making her bed. And then I met a whole bunch of people that were like that too. I have 2 girlfriends that are just like my mom. And I, like, it's the one thing that I refuse to do. The only time I will make my bed is if I'm leaving.
Yes, if I'm
traveling. Right, if I'm leaving my house and strangers may have to come in. There's that whole wear clean underwear just in case you get in an accident. Remember they would tell us that?
And then you have an accident in underwear.
Yes.
Oh, and then I had my accident. They didn't give a about the damn underwear. And I was like, cutting them off anyway. Right. So that is my quiet rebellion against childhood, obsessive compulsive behavior, cleaning the baseboard, cleaning the window.
Every Saturday morning.
Every Saturday morning. And I broke that by refusing to make my bed. So I would just get up, and then my mom would come over and she'd make it. And I was like, no.
Leave it.
This is my...
And see, my Virgo.
This is my obsession against your discipline for making you bed. Leave it alone.
I heard me up in here, well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well, it just needs to look nice. No, mommy, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because I'm carrying the psychological scars of you making us do that all the time. As an adult, I go, I'm not making my bed. Just like when we were kids. I don't know if y'all did, but in my house, we had a sofa with the plastic on it.
Okay.
And you couldn't go sit in the living room.
Oh no,
because
the living room was not for children.
Company.
But the crazy thing is that and then your furniture start to yellow because
not from you.
You know in here.
Yeah, the sun.
From the sun and the plastic was setting on fire.
Yes,
it was setting it on fire.
So I'm saying all that to say the other thing that I did as an adult to sort of kind of break all of the bad habits that were instilled in me as a Black woman is I went to therapy.
Absolutely.
I have a degree in psychology, but I also went to therapy. And I believe every single human being walking the planet should go to therapy.
Because 10 toes down. I support
or at least take a psychology class. That was the most I loved.
It was.
It almost
eye-opening.
Almost made me switch my almost because I loved it so much. And it just made so much sense.
It's amazing. And I think all of that plays into when we look at wellness and well-being, there are so many aspects of it. The spiritual, the emotional, the mental, the financial, and the sleep, you know, and what, you know, what's coming up now is real estate, but understanding like that piece of sleep is so important.
What do you mean real estate?
So that you're actually building houses that have wellness incorporated into the concept, into the theme.
Yeah, that's
That's a new thing.
That's my next house.
It's not new. It's just generating more revenue.
Yeah, I'm having
okay. Elaborate. I'm sorry, I had never heard of that.
Oh yeah. So the Global Wellness Institute, plug into them, just produced. I think it's something like $934 billion. Is going to be the focus of creating just healthier spaces for people to live in. So it doesn't have the off-gassing. You have the low VOC paint, the low VOC carpet. You have wellness incorporated into the spaces. So you have yoga rooms, you have massage rooms, you have hot and cold experiences, be that a shower, be that a tub. It's really now ingrained into the real estate concept.
Holy cow. Because once upon a time, that was
nobody cared.
Well, especially the wealthy.
Yeah.
You know, it was a vibe.
It's because, I mean, you know, it starts with them and then it kind of maneuvers down to the rest of us. But you are starting to see that in a lot more of the hospitality aspects. And I mean, sleep tourism is one of the biggest trends that we're seeing in the industry. I don't know if you know the wellness and technology.
I mean, please. Sleep tourism?
Yeah. Sleep tourism. So what locations are doing now is they are really creating a whole regimen. So they're looking at meditation, yoga. They're looking at the diet. They're looking at the temperature of the room, the sheets, the bedding, the lighting, all so that it enhances. They're creating services all around sleep because it's an epidemic, but it's been an epidemic since 2018. The lack of sleep. And then what's interesting is, we think the number of hours that we need goes down, but it actually goes up. So now they're actually saying 9 hours of sleep is for adults.
Well, I get 8, so they could have called me.
It's continuous, but it's a part of the unicorn too.
Oh, it is continuous.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking water at 5 o'clock in the evening, so I won't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and I hear that it's good that I met a gentleman. He doesn't eat after 5 p.m.
Oh, mine is 7.
He won't eat after 5 p.m. So if dinner isn't done by 5,
he's not coming.
He's not coming. Yeah. And so
that gives your body time to digest.
Exactly, right? So, but I think that it's also so important that we recognize how necessary it is for us to sleep.
It's key.
Like, it is so key because people think that they be functioning. You're
not functioning.
You're not delirious. You're literally. People have literally lost their minds for lack of sleep.
And there are so many consequences of it being sleep deprived.
So it's similar with the body,
with the health.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand a lot of their health issues are because of their lack of sleep. And I believe in this. Your body tells you
what you need.
Guess what? If I'm sitting here and I'm like, ooh, these eyes get real heavy. I'm about to take a nap. I don't care what time it is. I don't care what time
back in the car.
I am taking the nap. If my body is telling me it's time for a rest, then it's time for a rest.
But I think we're trained to push through, which is probably what you were going to say.
Yes.
We're trained to ignore our signals, our intuition.
Yes.
And be strong.
Yes.
Be solo and just, I got to get it done.
Oh, sleep is weak?
Well,
that's out of that, right?
I know, but I mean when I'm dead, right?
Exactly.
But baby,
That's the
you're gonna be
concept.
dead a lot sooner.
A whole lot
Because
different.
sleep repairs the tissues. It calms the nervous system. It
Well,
does so many
the
things.
uninformed people that raised us, because they were raised by uninformed people,
Yes.
saw those things as lazy.
Yes. That's
You know,
the main thing.
Like on a Saturday, if you want, like even on a Saturday and a Sunday, we couldn't sleep past 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because get up, there's things to do. That was one of the things that I shifted with my daughter.
Absolutely.
Because biologically, I'm a morning person, but environmentally, I had to be a morning person as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
My little brother was not, so he would always complain, but he was the baby.
Mm-hmm.
As much flack about it. But we were forced to be who they were telling us we needed to be. And I could see that she was somebody that was the exact opposite of me. She would stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm in dreamland at 2 o'clock.
I'm talking to people.
You know, so on weekends, when she didn't want to get out of her bed, I'm not in her room.
No.
You're not getting up. What are you doing? Because there's nothing to do. Childhood is a time.
And it's limited. It's a small window of enjoyment and pleasure. So let them have it. So McCoy has class with our good friend Rhonda. I won't name the organization.
Because they're not paying us.
They don't pay for marketing. But he's been up every Saturday at 8:45 for probably 2-3 months. The last class is like April 26th. And he's like, Mom, I can't wait. But Sunday, I'm not going to bother you till 2. And then we got to get the things ready for the rest of the week. But the house has been cleaned all week, right? But I have that luxury. I mean, my mom worked 2 jobs. So like Saturday was the day. Well, no, technically, your stuff needed to be done by Friday night because we would go out to the mall and do other things on Saturday. But it was still you needed to be up because we need to be on the road by 10 and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But I know he needs rest because he's
A child.
He's a child. He's growing. He has tons of activities and athletics and other time commitments.
Yes.
So you can rest. But it's really interesting. There's a book that I love called The Hour of the Wolf. And it talks about most people transition from 2 to 5 a.m. And it's just a powerful time. A lot of writers and creatives are up from 2 to 5. So
I wrote my best paper.
From 2 to
During that time?
Remember I told you.
And I'm English major. I had a paper due in one class. Every class we had a paper due. Every class it had to be at least 500 words.
Yeah.
I would be up at 5, 6 in the morning, typing that paper. And it just spilled. It spit right on out. I'm like, oh, this is flowing. It's literally like
is the greatest from 2 to 5.
Flows from my fingers, just flows from my fingers, and
He's talking
and it's
to you.
between the 2 to 5. Like I do my best writing during
Creative
time, and I'm just like, oh, this is just fun. This is
You unconscious.
good.
I love it though. This morning I literally at 2:35 I was like, oh man, and it was like, you need to act like you already have it. So what is it that you need to do to put that in
You already got it.
And
I
so
think she's supposed to be on another continent. That's why her body is not sleeping when it's supposed to be sleeping, because you're supposed to be on another continent.
She was.
And your body's already shifting to say,
Let's do it.
This is where we're supposed to be. So let's be on that sleep schedule.
let's
Talk about the unconscious mind for a minute.
absolutely. I love that.
Do it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna defer to you.
Okay. Yeah. So the unconscious mind, like, I think it's so important that we understand we need to choose what mindset we're going to be in.
Oh, so we're gonna do a whole section on mindset.
Because you actually are creating best in your conscious mindset than you are in your subconscious. But know that you're always creating. You just need to determine which mindset that you're in. And if you don't know you're creating, you're in your subconscious mindset. And in that mindset, it is what pulls out and brings up all of those past things. And so when you're wondering, why are the same things repeating in my life over and over? Because subconsciously you're repeating those things over and over again. And so it's important that you reprogram your subconscious so that you can learn to be more conscious. And that's what I really appreciate about understanding that I need to be able to get the rest that is necessary so that I can be able to make my conscious mindset more present.
Absolutely.
And even in my meditation. So I shifted from doing 15 minutes and then I graduated to 20 and then 30 and then 45. And then I'm at an hour and 10, hour and 30 is how I meditate every single morning. My children will tell you, I will not set foot out of my house without meditating first thing. And
Discipline.
and it is. And it's like I said, it's my lifeline. It is my direct plug to source that literally I feel like the Energizer Bunny when it plugged into the wall and it started to, that's literally how I feel. And I'm like, I could take on anything today.
Yeah.
I could take on anything today. And it allows me to stay in my conscious mindset as opposed to my subconscious mindset.
It's an armor. I used to have a friend, I used to laugh at her, but she would always go, you've got to surround yourself with the white light. You've got to surround yourself with the white light. And I don't think that this is just a Black woman type of thing. I think people in general, women in general, we've all learned how to adapt and basically how to survive. I think a huge swath of the population is just in survival mode, right? Because we are never given enough time and we don't have the luxury and the privilege of being able to connect. Well, we've been raised in religiosity instead of spirituality, right? So we haven't done the work like you're doing, like we've done therapeutically wise, professionally that is, to go and to just try to understand and heal the childhood that we had. And I'm not coming for anybody's childhood. I agree. We all survived, but I do not believe that survival is the point. I've always believed that thriving is the point.
Absolutely.
Living. Can we talk about living? Because that wasn't living.
Exactly. But if you were not, because again, everybody loves for the most part, everybody loves their family, right? You have been programmed to love your family, whether or not you like your family is another different conversation, right? So you don't want, the child in you never wants to reject the people that you love that helped you to become the big child that you are now. But not everybody that helped you on that journey had your best interest at heart because they didn't have the skill sets necessary, right? So we are all damaged on a very deep cellular level. We're damaged. Some of us recognize the damage and we do less damage to the next group of people that we are responsible for. But we don't want to sit there and go, well, I mean, my mom beat me every day, but, she had all kinds of stress. No. Your mom beat you every day because she didn't have a healed mind or a healed spirit, right? So you've normalized physical abuse as love.
Right.
That's going to show up in your life
until you
consistently until you're able to say, I love my mother, but she was a flawed person because she did this to me that now I need to figure out how to fix. But especially in the Black community, we're just carrying it and carrying it and carrying it. Well, it's just your burden to carry. Well, we need to put it down at some point.
Absolutely.
How can you put it down?
Right.
You put it down through therapy.
Right.
And I get a lot of people going, I'm not going to strangers. The point of it being a stranger is there is no judgment.
There is no previous knowledge.
There is no judgment. There's just objective conversation about the actions. So I'm always a big advocate for children because I always say, everybody, or I don't want to say everybody, I'm sorry, let me take that back. A lot of people are unconscious about how much little minds absorb and what they absorb, how long that stays with them.
Forever. It builds the foundation.
Forever.
And so I feel like a lot of times when we talk about wellness and well-being, it's almost counterintuitive because we're taught to give to everyone else and
exactly
until there's nothing left. And that's why we have to have these conversations on self-care and getting the rest and doing the things that are going to refill our vessel. Ladies, it's always a pleasure. And until next time, be well.
Be well.
Thank you.
Thank you.